Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to be checking out a rank 3 6-star Captain Marvel gameplay. We have quite a bit of footage thanks to an alliance mate of mine who was kind enough to send over quite a bit of footage with him playing with his Captain Marvel. And that is quite awesome. So his Captain Marvel is SIG 89 and that gives us about a 10.72 second uptime on the indestructibility, and we have basically a full quest lane clear without the final boss fight in variant 4, and then we have a little bit of Abyss of Legends footage against Iron Man Infinity War. So first things first, obviously he has to ramp her up. He did bring in a synergy team in order to support Cap Marvel, but my kind of like initial critique would be that he probably should have brought in a gold pool or dead pool, and that would let him heal up and not take any damage at every beginning of the fight. So that probably would have worked out better, but hey, it is important to remember that these video clips will not always feature perfect gameplay or perfect situations or perfect teams, because these are just my alliance mates recording some footage and being kind enough to send it over. So do not kind of like critique those aspects too bit, because in fact it kind of discourages some people, because you lot can often go savage in comment section. Either way, we all know that the first fight is ramping up of Captain Marvel movie, and here we can see that he's doing just that. But even as he's ramping up Captain Marvel, he's already shredding in that Namor, and the Namor is pretty much toast by the end of it. And then we're going to be able to move on. Now, next fight, I believe, is going to be Rage on that fight or the fight after. So I was kind of like looking forward to seeing some numbers. I haven't watched the entire video in its entirety, but some numbers there seem suspiciously small. So we're going to check out what's happening fight by fight, because once again, I haven't properly watched this entire video, so I am narrating over it as I'm watching it for the first time properly, basically. So now we have a really stacked Iron Patriot here. Do not even remember what the nodes he had on, but I do know that Captain Marvel has class advantage, so she's probably going to have a relatively good time in this fight. He is entering his binary and immediately going for a level 3. I probably think he wanted to drop a level 2 instead, but he got a bit too much power. But even with that level 3, we're going to check out, it's doing a massive amount of damage, and it knocks out the Iron Patriot. In fact, that was about 80k level 3, so that's not bad at all. So there were like 61, 62k physical damage, and then the extra energy damage from her binary ignition. So definitely a solid level 3. We have to wait for like a good, nice level 2. So this fight we have Rage and Breakthrough. And let's see how he does here. So obviously, because of Rage, we will be unable to see any kind of like big or massive crits, because the damage is capped to 2.5%, I believe. But regardless of all that, he still goes for level 2. And at this point, Corvus is already fully unblockable, so he has to be careful. He cannot parry or try and block any hits. It has to be purely intercepts or what have you. So he goes for level 1, because that has quite a few hits in a relatively low kind of cost. Now then he manages an intercept, a dashback intercept, and the fight's pretty much over. The Corvus is nearly down. Another nice smooth intercept, a really good gameplay, drops a level 1, and the fight is over. So now he's going to be moving on to the next fight, and let's check out who the next opponent is going to be, and it appears to be Kingpin. Additionally, I wanted to apologize for the quality of the video, because these clips are sent to me while line up and they do lose resolution, so on and so forth. So my bad on that, but hopefully it doesn't ruin the watching experience. But either way, so we're back up in Kingpin fight. Unfortunately, he did not really finish the previous fight with too many binary charges, so it's going to take him a while to build them back up in this case. And also, since this clip was longer like 5 minutes, he had to like cut it down in a couple of parts, so there might be a cut in the middle of the video, but hopefully that still works out quite fine for us. And yeah, so at this point he's at 12 binary charges. You need to be careful, because it's not the easiest task in the world to build up these charges against Kingpin. Now, if it was me at this situation, I would have dropped my level 3 already, because that would give you 10 extra binary charges, but I believe he wants to enter the binary state first and then drop the level 3. So let's see what happens over there. So 40 hits in, so definitely Captain Marvel's damage output is vastly different when she is in binary and when she is not in binary. But yeah, that's kind of like the condition of playing her. Keep her in binary for as much as possible of your game time. So here he's at 19 charges, still playing relatively conservatively and trying to build up to 25. So he's at 24 now, 25. Here we go, level 3. Let's see how much damage does this thing does. This playstyle is certainly somewhat different from the one I mainly use. I never throw as many level 3s with Captain Marvel. To be quite honest, I had quite a bit forgotten how her level 3 looks like, but hey, it's quite cool. So not a bad level 3 over there. That obviously triggers the power gain, the indestructible, all the other good stuff, and Kingpin pretty much dies immediately soon after. But now we are pretty much ready and set to go for the next fight, which is going to be Loki. Now, against the Mystic Champions, obviously Captain Marvel has inbuilt disadvantage while she's building up her binary charges, so that could potentially get quite annoying, and you're going to be losing some health as a result of building up your binary. But he did successfully enter binary like really quickly, and that means he is pretty much good to go from the beginning. And one full combo, one level 2. Let's see any good crit. That was not too big of a crit there, was it? But that was a 30k plus heavy attack, and that definitely looked quite impressive, man. That was a nice heavy attack damage there. And now we have the next fight is Miles Morales, which is a relatively annoying opponent, I guess you could say, for Captain Marvel, because she likes to spam her special attacks. So let's take a look at how this fight is going to go down. He is at 20 binary charges now, 22, so not too many left in order to enter the binary phase. But man, he could have used that Deadpool synergy with Nick Fury though. But anyways, one level 2 and Miles is half dead, so he drops a heavy attack, goes in for another combo, pushes him to level 3, but gets lucky there, drops a level 1, and yeah, the fight is over. So this was a bit more of a lucky fight, I guess you could say, but I still got the job done. So we are ready to move on to the next fight, which is a Scarlet Witch. So again, it's a Mystic Champion, so not really a perfect showcase, plus he only started in like 18 binary, so he will definitely have to take a bit of damage before he enters the binary state. But he has a debuff from Scarlet Witch, the weakness debuff, that gives him a bit of a willpower heal, which is not bad. Enters binary, clears all the debuffs, including the bleed, and that was like a 19k crit, I believe, there, or 25k crit towards the end. That is some crazy amount of damage from Captain Marvel with class disadvantage. And I believe he cuts the clip here because he did not attempt to beat that Electro, even though I think maybe he could, I don't know. And now we have a clip in Abyss of Legends against this Iron Man Infinity War. Now, he did not record a full fight. It's going to be about 100 hits or so, I think. But it's still going to give us a relatively decent showcase of her abilities. So obviously he starts off by building up the binary charges. I would have personally taken these hits on a block just to get some more charges. But hey, he does what he does. And now he has him stunned, and again he awaits the special attack, still not in binary yet, but not too far off at this point. And as soon as he enters the binary, we're going to see the real damage. Critting 6k without the binary state though it's nothing to smirk at either. It's, you know, some relatively decent looking damage there. But obviously we are all waiting for the real numbers as soon as the binary ignition kicks in. And now that we have entered binary, we can definitely see a huge increase in the damage output. Unfortunately, not too many critical hits here from that level 2. Actually, none at all, but that was a nice 20 plus K heavy attack that definitely put in quite a bit of work. And so yeah, also because you are spamming so many armor breaks, you are able to bypass the global node these Abyss Tech champions have that steal your power, so that is definitely a benefit here. And he is putting in a solid amount of work in a relatively quick period. And once again, she can dish out a lot of damage definitely quickly. And I think the fact that Abyss of Legends does not have Limber actually could potentially make her a solid damage dealing champion. That would definitely be interesting to see how well she does in Abyss overall, and how this compares to some of the more standard main path clearers kind of like thing. But again, so he goes for another level 2. There was a nice 24k crit that definitely did a ton of damage. Another couple of heavy attacks, because why not? That is what you do with Captain Marvel. And 10k light crit, I think that was. So not bad at all, definitely putting in a lot of damage. And so first 80 hits of the fight, Iron Man Infinity War is already at like 80%. So 80% against 2.6 mil opponent, that would be 1/5, that would be like 500 something k damage against this Iron Man Infinity War, I believe. Not in the mood to do the perfect math here, but definitely it seems that she is putting in quite a bit of work. I think the armor up that Iron Man Infinity War gets also kind of like lower your chance to crit, which can potentially be quite a bit annoying. But that'll pretty much do for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think he's gonna cut off the clip here any second. So if you did like today's video showcasing rank 3 6-star Captain Marvel, then definitely do not hesitate to hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya.